Good evening. Hope you're well. It's Wednesday, the 20th of February. Can't believe it's nearly coming up to the end of February already. It's been a crazy couple of days. So yeah, what we've been up to the past week. It's half term here in the UK. So we've had the families across the country have got the week off. Sorry, the kids have got the week off work, and I've been taking part of that. I had Monday and Tuesday off, which I'll come back to in a sec, and back to work today, so still in my work garb. But I wanted to say thank you first of all to all of my new subscribers. It's been a crazy old journey, this JJ model making channel, so thank you ever so much for your support, especially the new people. It's really, really exciting. It's 4,600 odd as of this morning, so I'm really looking forward to getting to that big 5,000. Over the past week, I did my impromptu Saturday afternoon live stream, live build of the Intrepid, which was pretty good. It's really fun to chat to you all, and never really sort of done that before, sort of actually sort of talking while building. Normally I've sort of a bit of peace and quiet on my own when I try and do that, but that hour-and-a-half long session was quite exciting. Oh, hi, Minecart, Golden Minecart, hello there, and hi Charles, hope you're well. So over the past week, in between all of that, I've been doing a bit of work on the Intrepid. The island is probably 95% completed. There's a few little extra bits which I just need to stick on in terms of photo etch and stuff. Johnny Blank, hello Johnny Blank, how are you? I hope you're not watching this with your dad. That's awful. Yes, so that main island section is nearly finished. Moved on to the mast, and sort of did a little bit last night. That's coming on really, really well. The instructions for the mast are absolutely shocking. It's almost like an afterthought. It's one page on its own, and yeah, the call outs and the instructions are really only hard to follow. So there's probably a lot of best guess creative license that goes in that. What else? I did put a few photos up on the Facebook page the other day. I think yesterday it was, wasn't it? I painted the waterline, black line, bootstrap line on the Intrepid. There's a few little bits I've missed in terms of taping, so I need to touch that up, but that's coming on really well. What else? In modeling, that's the modeling bits and bobs. The other bits I've been working on are trying to bring a bit of extra life back into the powerhouse of JJ model making, the Mac Pro. So I installed a new SSD drive on Friday evening, like you do when your wife goes out. That's going on really well, and split out a RAID array into 3 separate disks. And I think I still need to get another, possibly another disk for an archive, but I'm going to come back to that one day. It's really boring. And then, yeah, Monday was the big day. So part of the family day out, we went down to Portsmouth, where my wife and I met, both studying geology. The Golden Minecart is the oldest son of one of my best friends from universities. Hi, Carl. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Harry. Hope you're all well. And yeah, we had a good old walk around the historic dockyard. My daughter's doing the HMS Victory at school, so she's really excited to go and see that. We went on the boat tour, went on the side. You can sort of see lots of the ships, the Warrior, a bit of the Victory, and the new. I am doing very well, thank you. It's good to hear from you. I think Wales are going to win on Saturday, by the way. And yeah, got to see up close the new Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier, which is enormous. I know it's not as big as some others up there, especially the Nimitz and the Gerald Ford, but it's the biggest one that we've got, and being so close was phenomenal. So I hope you had a chance to look at the video put up for that yesterday, and also the live version. Saw the HMS Duncan, a Type 45 destroyer, saw our HMS Enterprise, a little, I have to dig out what it is, all the details of that ship, can't remember now. Westminster, which is a frigate, and had a good old walk around. There's a place called Action Stations, because it was a bit of a rainy day, as you can probably see from some of the videos. And there's big indoor sections, there's rock climbing you can do, and all sorts of fun activities for kids. So France had an absolutely fantastic time. And then, yes, this coming weekend, the rugby's back, Six Nations time again. So my dad and my brother and I are going to Cardiff for the day with my mum and sister, who are going out to do a separate thing, but me and my dad and my brother are having lunch out. Then going to watch the Wales-England game. Quietly, a little bit nervous, but hopefully positive that Wales will win, but it's going to be a very good game. What else? Yeah, so as I said, the subscribers is continuing to go up, which is really, really fantastic. And it has sort of the run rate, as they say, sort of slowed down a little bit, but I'm still getting there towards the magic 5K. I didn't think I'd get 500, let alone 5,000. So looking forward to that day when it comes. And also the Patreon. So I won't be pushing it forever and ever, but if you'd love to have your support on the channel, help me get towards that big Yamato and help me get little bits and pieces and support the channel, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, it's over to you. So I know there's a few questions coming through. What was the easiest model I made? I think the easiest one I ever made was the Spitfire, the Lego-ish sort of Spitfire, the Airfix one. I put a video up about a month or two ago, I think it was. Got it for my birthday. That required no glue whatsoever. It was very, very simple and straightforward to put together. And yeah, I think that one. I don't know if Lego counts as a model though, but if you're thinking model, probably the Star Destroyer I did about 2 years ago, one of the first videos on the channel. And yeah, you don't, being a easy kit, you don't need any glue. I used a little bit of glue on here and there just as some of the seams weren't quite what I wanted, but you don't need any glue whatsoever. Comes with a little lighting pack for the engines, and you can build it in space of half an hour. So yes, you can see I haven't got any headphones on tonight. I'm being a little bit louder because my wife and daughter are out tonight. They've gone to see the Greatest Showman live sing-along at the local cinema with some of my daughter's friends from school. So that's quite exciting. So I thought I'd do this. Hi Scott, hope you're well. What's the one model you want that you currently don't have? The Yamato, basically, Xavier. You can, as they probably caught in the Patreon blurb just now, part of getting it set up on Patreon is to help fund the Yamato. I'm still honestly in two minds whether I do have enough money to buy either the Platinum or the normal version and buy lots of extras. I'm still very much on the fence because I know that even the Platinum version doesn't come with turned metal barrels, which I think is absolutely scandalous. So it's basically to support that. So that's the dream model. I've been lucky enough to get the Intrepid, which was on my wish list, and the Wasp behind me. Bit of a bargain towards the end of last year, but the Yamato is the one that I'm really after. Dark Knight. Oh, Scott, the trip was absolutely fantastic. Really, really cool seeing the Queen Elizabeth. It's an awesome looking ship. Being amazed how close, as you rightly say, you can get to it. It's quite scary. But yeah, it's really, really good. Thank you. Darkfly, I was currently building my second Airfix Illustrious, modifying the Ark Royal, returning it into a Seascape diorama. Yes. On the channel, there's a video on how I built that, basically. So I suggest having a quick look. I did a mega mix, I think I called it, of the Illustrious build. I did it as a three-parter a couple of years ago, and then sort of stitched it back together. But I did a separate video on how to do the Seascape. So have a look at that. But basically, I used an MDF board, which you can see here, and then put, we call it polyfiller here in the UK, but it's like an interior gypsum-based filler. So you can spread that out and then sort of varnish it and paint it up whatever color you want and add waves and things. You can also use sealant, like you get in those big chalking guns. You can use that to sort of scrape it through. That might be an idea. But basically, just have a go is the best way, best advice. It's very hard to get polyfiller wrong. Just sort of take your time. Don't have it too wet and drippy, but don't have it too thick. So you need to have it just so. But yeah, take your time with it, and it's your model, and have fun with it. Found your grandfather's Navy records online. Oh wow! The Repulse Ajax Iron Duke and all. Oh wow, Charles, that's fantastic. How did you find that? Was that on Ancestry.com? I signed up for that years ago and sort of used the 3-month trial and managed to get back to 1800s worth of the Jacob family. My dad's family is the furthest we could go back. Your dad's being promoted to a general. God, bacon, that's amazing. The Repulse, I believe, Charles, I think is one of the ones that's coming out from Trumpeter. Can't remember if it's 1-350 or not, but I think that's one that rings a bell. Iron Duke, I think. I remember seeing somewhere there's a resin one somewhere. I think it's either on Navy shipyards. It's a resin kit, I think. But yeah, let's have a chat about that. I'll have to do some digging. Royal Navy Archives. You're in the living room watching me. Oh, good Lord. I think that must be amazingly big. You saw upgrade kits for the amount of £80 full photo etch, and I think resin parts. Well, see? So the basic kit, Scott, I think for us anyway, is about sort of £70 or £80. So, and another 80 for those parts is still about half the price of a premium kit or platinum kit. So I don't think, I think that maths on its own is sort of explains half the reason. You can understand why my crazy brain is thinking save a few pounds. How do I feel about the Nimitz retirement in 2022? It'd be cool to turn it into a museum. Yes, I think it'd be very cool to turn it into a museum. It's got a special place in naval history. I think, being named after such a famous admiral. It wasn't the first nuclear-powered ship, but obviously this Enterprise was. But I think I still can't believe they're sort of starting to phase him out. It's incredible. But yes, that'd be fantastic. I'm very jealous, by the way, the fact that we don't have any ships like that over here in the UK that we can go on and walk around. You can't get anywhere near the Queen Elizabeth or any of the destroyers that were moored up in Portsmouth. We can go on the Warrior and the Victory, which is obviously fantastic, but I'm very, very jealous of the fact that I'd love to go over to New York and walk around Intrepid. I did go when I was about 10 when we lived out there, which is one of the reasons why I look forward to building the kit for so long. But it'll be fantastic. I think you can walk around all sorts. I mean, even some of the ships in service, I believe you can have walk around days. That flight. Did your illustrious flight deck fit well with the hull? Mining extensive. Yeah, I don't think not that I remember. No, nothing dangerous. I mean, is the plastic warped? Maybe is it just needs a bit of a blast with the hot end of a I can't think of the word, a hairdryer. Maybe that does it, or some soaking in some hot water. But no real problems. I think they're easily fixed. I think any sort of slight warping, I'd give it a go like that. Have you ever been on a ship? Yes, not many. I went on the Missouri when we were living out in America. We spent the night with scouts. It was based in Boston, I think, for a couple of days, and we spent the night on it. And the Intrepid, and not any of our ships, sadly. Small boats, yes. Warships, no. All right. I have to tell you about your cricket. Yeah, definitely. Good night, Johnny. Sleep well. Say hi to your mum and dad and your brother for me. If you ever like to visit some ships, you could go to California. I'd love to go to California. I haven't been back to America. I've been back once since we left in 1989. But yes, I did get invited out by Interstellar Model, Oggy over Interstellar Model. Hi, Oggy, if you're watching. I did an interview a year or so ago for his channel. It's very, very early start, and I'd love to sort of go over, sort of kind of to sort of stay with him one day. But yeah, that'd be fantastic. I think the Hornet, Iowa, and Midway, Massachusetts, yes, and New Jersey, yes, Intrepid and the Growler. Bye, Johnny. Sleep well. So yeah, lots of exciting things over to you. Look forward to coming up. Just trying to think what else we can talk about, really. What are you guys building? I know you've seen a few updates from you, Charles, on the new kit. How is that coming along? Yeah, any sort of big plans for the weekend? Anybody? I think, yeah, so sort of rambling on a little bit, but I think, yeah, it's quite scary having a bit of a computer problem, because you imagine sort of just the production of these videos takes a lot of hard drive space. So it's a bit of a worry when some of them start to have blinking red lights. You don't need to see that. And yeah, so sort of had a bit of a rejig of everything. But I think it's all stabilized now. It's working because I'm using it as we speak. But quite keen to get that fixed. But after spending so much money on house repairs over the last few months, just need to keep an eye on the old price tag. The Arizona, fantastic. Working with the rigging. I think there's Easy Line, I think it's called. It's like a nylon-based product. I've not used it myself, but I think I'd like to get hold of some. You can use very, very, very fine cotton. I've used the stretch sprue for the Prince of Wales end of last year. And you can also use fishing lines, a bit fiddly. It doesn't like being tied in knots very well, and it really doesn't like super glue very much. If you do go down that route, make sure you buy some super glue kicker, I think it's called. So the accelerator, that's really, really good. So it helps it dry a lot quicker. The Trumpeter USR anti-aircraft carrying cruiser Kiev. Ooh, now that's definitely on the list. That I can't say it, Clemacow, Charles, looks fantastic kit. I think I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. A lot of, but it might slow you down. The last one you did in about 3 days, I think, didn't you? Only joking. Yeah, so hopefully next week, I can't believe this is the third one of these weekly Wednesdays I've done that, but next week I think I've finally cracked the OBS software. I might have a little play over the weekend, but I think if I get OBS set up the way I think it is, then I can show you stuff on the screen so you can have a look at what I'm looking at, because at the moment all I can see is me and your comments. So there's a cool ship I saw, I sent a link to one from one of the comments over on the channel first thing this morning, which looks really, really fantastic. It's 1:700 scale, so that'd be quite challenging, but it's basically got more extras than the New York and the Wasp put together. So it's like a landing craft type vehicle, type ship, and that'd be pretty cool. So I'd like to have a crack at that. How long did it take to finish the hopper? Probably about 2 months, but not doing it every night. Life does get in the way, and so much you just can't be bothered, and work and family commitments and stuff. But no, you can take time with it. You can 2 months is plenty if you really sort of devote time to it, but you could probably do it in 2 weeks if you really wanted to. I was nearly going to do this one as a waterline as well, because this is being a trumpeter. You don't have to. The hull and the waterline section come in 2 parts, so you can do a waterline version as well if you'd like, which makes it a bit more exciting. But I think, yeah, it took a quarter of the time probably doing the painting and the weathering. You can build up the superstructure in the evening and then sort of do the various attachments and fittings, but you sort of have to get around the how do you build the ship question. Do you put everything on, or do you paint it up in subsections and then put the photo etch on and then paint it and respray it, or you get into very complicated questions like that? I still don't know that I've got the best solution. I sort of do it in chunks like I'm doing for the Intrepid, so sort of the main parts, and then you can paint that up and then paint the photo etch parts separately and then glue those on and then touch up any other little bits. But I think, yeah, the hopper you could easily do in literally a month, I'd say, if you put your mind to it. Is it harder to build a large model or a small model? I would say the small ones, because yeah, most of the kits I've built the last couple of years are these 1 to 350 ones. And as anyone who's watched any of my videos before, is one thing I'm really not looking forward to is building the aircraft, because most of them are made up of 6, 7, 8, 9 separate parts before you even think about putting any photo etch on if you wanted, and then really fiddly, and I can't understand why it's all molded in clear plastic, which does sort of do funny things with glue and things. Yeah, so I find those harder. The ships are pretty straightforward. It's like when I used to build Star Trek model kits years and years ago. You know, you can build it relatively quickly because it's just sort of one shape really. You stick on a saucer, something that looks like a cigar, 2 cigars together in a cylinder, and ta-da, there you go. Peterson styrene sheet on the way home. Going to build a hangar deck. Add some lighting. Oh, that's a good plan. Yeah, everything I built for the Nimitz hangar deck was from A4 styrene sheet, which is sort of about this size, and it's just flat plastic. It's brilliant. You just cut it and make sure you've got a nice sharp scalpel blade, Charles, and a nice decent metal ruler. measure it with some pencil, measure twice, cut once, and watch your fingers. And yeah, you can do all sorts of things. I mean, bending it is a little bit problematic because it's a flat shape, obviously. But yeah, let's have a go. What can possibly go wrong? Gave us second hand, got it without the decals, so it looks kind of plain. Well, Llewellyn, I'm in a similar boat with you with the Wasp. I got my Wasp second hand. The decals are long since disappeared. Some of the bits a little bit broken from the guy who owned it before, and one bit a little bit snapped off in transit, and I cut the bottom off for the waterline, and it does need a bit of TLC when I get round to it. But you know, I've had. It might be possible to get some replacement decals. I think if I was scrolling up, I think it was Trumpeter you said. It's worth reaching out to them just to ask, because I asked about the the Wasp, but because it's a discontinued kit, they don't have anymore. But someone over on Facebook's kind enough to send me a high-res scan of their decals, so might have a go at printing my own. Need to buy a printer, but you can have a go. It's not a lost cause, that's for sure. So yeah, so there's lots to look forward to. One thing I found yesterday while painting the waterline on the Intrepid is I bent my needle, I bent my nib, so I need to get a replacement nib for the airbrush. It was spitting and doing all sorts of horrible stuff, but I need to do that because there's a few little bits I missed part of the masking. And once I get that, maybe I'll get it before the weekend, I'm not sure, but then I'll sort of have one sort of mega painting session where do the touch-ups on that bit on the Intrepid, and then paint up that James down there, the Arc Royal, get that primed, and also the Alpha, so I can crack on with getting those painted up, because I want to do a kind of demo tutorial of how I paint rather, a model ship with the Arc Royal, and then share that with other people, so that'd be quite good. Getting my first model tomorrow on your birthday. Ooh, happy birthday. What are you going to get for your birthday, which is not tomorrow? Hi, Scott. Hope you're well. What pressure do I use? Well, I don't know, is the honest answer, Charles. When I was building the Enterprise, my dad gave me his old airbrush compressor because he bought a new one. And I say old compressor, this compressor is actually older than me. It works fine. It's absolutely still ticking along, purrs along. You just literally can't adjust anything. It's sort of on or off. And I don't know. I'd like to find out though. I think it's probably on the slightly low side because it's, you know, like me, a bit old and knackered. I've heard anywhere between 20 and 25 psi. I think it depends what you're doing. Sort of big bulky bits, probably sort of could probably get away with turning it down a bit, I'd imagine. Oh, there we go. Slow down there. Yeah. Tamia, what, Bacon Boy? I love everyone's names. It's great names choosing. No pressure, all weighted on bated breath. So yeah, lots of exciting things. Oh, the one you sent me yesterday, of course you are. Let's have a look. Just trying to have a look. Bum, bum, bum. No, I'm slowing down because I'm streaming. Oh, thank you, Michael. Yeah, I had a great day. It was really, really good fun. Really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, so I've got a bit more content to put together. So in addition to the Queen Elizabeth, we saw the HMS Duncan, Type 45 destroyer. We saw the Westminster frigate, which is much older, I think Type 23 frigate, I think he said. Haven't got enough for a video, but we also saw the HMS Enterprise, which is quite exciting. And the part of the inside rainy wet weather section they have for kids is called Action Stations. They had a bit of a, it was the Royal Naval Museum. They had a few model ships, not very many, but a few. Some of them are really, well, I'll show you when I can, but one of them is absolutely massive. It's probably about 6 or 7 foot long. So I'll try and do a video for that. And sorry, Bacon, I'm trying to find it. I can't find. No, I can't go over to it while I'm in the video, I'm afraid. Or maybe I can. Let's have a look. It's almost a race. Sorry, I'm just reading some lovely spam comments I got yesterday. Oh yes, I've got it, Bacon. There we go. The landing attack Japanese ship. Here we go. Yes, so it's the Tamiya 31006. Ship as a landing attack ship, a Mori of the Japanese Navy. So this is one I was talking about earlier. So yes, I'm just looking at it now. It's 1:700 scale on Amazon, and yeah, it's got tons of little tugs. It's got tons of little amphibious landing craft. It's got L-clacks, I'm saying that right, I hope, and hovercraft, a few helicopters. It looks absolutely amazing. So yes, good luck with that. I can't put the pic up. It's really annoying. Hang on, I'll show you. I'll see if I can send a link. Hang on a second. Yeah, have a look at that. Bought a mid-50s Revel set. Yeah, something kit that's been packaged for 60 years. That's a tough one. I suppose, is it valuable to the sense of, you know, A, could you buy another one to keep in wrapping? B, is it in demand? Is it likely to go up in value? I haven't gone to, I remember I went to Star Wars celebrations a couple of years ago. People sort of buy these figures and always buy 2 of them, keep one in a box and one that they play with. I don't know, Charles. That's a very good question. I think if it's important to you, if the kit is important to you, I'd go ahead and build it. If it's just you're keeping it for keeping its sake, keep it for a bit. If it goes up in price, sell it. But it's a tough one. An auxiliary fleet ship would be a nice addition. Yes, I would love one of those tender ships. I did see a picture that someone scratch built. I'm saying, I can't remember what exactly they're called, but it was sort of a refueling ship, the one with all the pipes all over it. It was scratch built, and it was in between the Enterprise and the New Jersey. And I said, "Oh wow, that's fantastic. How big is that?" He said, "Oh, it's 1:350 scale," which is huge. So no, they don't. I don't think you can make them. It's a shame that you can't buy sort of basic hulls. I think if you could buy a generic hull in different sizes for 1 to 350 scale ships, you'd be really onto something. Because I know sort of like the Star Trek original series kits you can buy, you know, being a basic saucer and all sorts of different sizes and shapes, you can sort of kit bash your own kit. But you know, having a basic hull design would be fantastic. You could build your own Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier, for instance, or a smaller tender ship. Be my first kit, but my dad would help me. Yes, that's always a good idea. I built my first kit with my dad. It was a Luke Skywalker X-Wing fighter in about 1984, I think it must have been. Had a blast in so many ways, can remember it. And it's only about 3 or 4 weeks later noticed that glued on, you can sort of stick Luke's arms on like this to sort of pretend he's flying the ship, but I swapped them over. That's one of the funny things about building stuff with your dad. It always sticks in your head. Apart from the Airfix extra aircraft, Sea Harriers and one, yeah, try Trumpeter. I think you can buy Trumpeter Sea Harriers. Depends what, is it just Sea Harriers you're after? And probably, no, they do sell some. I think you can buy the set I bought. I bought a set of extra planes for the New York, it must have been. Came with a couple of Harriers. It's worth having a look on Trumpeter. Yeah, use the liquid glue, definitely. Yeah, one day, Airfix, hopefully when we do the Queen Elizabeth. I've had a couple of responses back from them over the years on Twitter and Facebook and stuff. There's no immediate plans, which is a real shame. Yeah, use the base hull. You could scratch build a HMS because that would be a pretty awesome kit. Any plans to build a Type 23 frigate or Type 45 destroyer? Yes, one day. I don't know why. They're really expensive here in the UK. Really expensive. Like everyone I ever see, you know, I walked into a shop today, they'd be £45, which is ludicrous because it's the same price as the Illustrious, which I think is madness. But yeah, sort of got an active eBay search for a good one. But yeah, if anyone's got one in the stash that doesn't want it, please let me know. I'd love to build it and put it up on the channel. Yeah. A sprue of extra aircraft costs £30. Yeah, you can buy extra aircraft for the Illustrious. I think it's just it's another sprue of one of the 2 sprues, I think, that came with the Illustrious. It's the second sprue, the one with the Merlins, I believe. Yeah, Royal Navy carrier battle group in 1 to 350 would be pretty cool. I know that Jeff Head has got some, and if anyone rings a bell, David White on various Facebook modelling ship groups has got 3 times the amount of ships that I've got. But I think he's got a ship for every occasion. They've got Royal Navy carrier groups. You're on the Virginia Beach for your birthday. Going to see if any more ship models on board. Yeah, definitely. I was amazed in Portsmouth. You could not buy. So this is the home of the Royal Navy. In the historic Royal Navy Portsmouth, can you buy a model ship? No. I'm just gobsmacked. I even asked someone who worked there, said, have you not got any model kits? They said, no, there's just no demand. I thought that's a bit odd, because one of the reasons you go to the historic dockyard is you must have an interest of some degree of ships, or you're on a school trip and you've got pocket money. They're either just not interested and just rather spend money on Costa coffee, or they sell so few of them they'd be £100 each. I was just lost for words. I thought, you know, not to worry. I'm sure save your money, James, and got the model craft model show over in Milton Keynes in end of April. I'm working on a custom Lego warship. Fantastic. Yeah, Jeff Head has done it. Yes, Yes, exactly, Darkflight. Really enjoyed his videos. It was great. Actually, just thinking of Jeff Head and David, I think David said he bought some of Jeff Head's ships off of him. I think he bought his Japanese carrier. I can't remember. 100%. Any advice for putting in photo etched catwalks? Ooh, says Jeff. Do you mean the horizontal catwalks or the vertical railings? For catwalks, I think if that's what you mean. It's a good question. I've never done it. Just have a quick think. I would imagine you need to cut off and sand off all remnants of the original plastic of the kit parts, horizontal next to the flight deck. Yeah, it shouldn't. Yeah, it should be fine. I guess if it's something like white ensign models or gold medal models, I would imagine probably worth cutting it all out and sanding off any of the little stubby bits. But then I put on the vertical railings first, if you can, and then stick the whole thing on with super glue to the sides. Probably worth sort of drawing. I maybe use a pencil to line it up just as a guide first, but then sort of stick it all on in one go. Might be worth having a can of or spray of that super glue kicker to hand, because that's an absolute lifesaver. Use a lot of that. Go through. Went through a lot of it when I built the New Jersey a couple of years ago. It's some invaluable stuff. White ensign. There you go. It's a good guess. You can get a lot of the smaller ships from the Shapeways. I've literally lost it. I have no idea where it is, but I did buy a 1:1250 scale Gerald Ford 3D printed little kit off of Shapeways. It's like the flight deck and the waterline hull. Yeah, about 2 years ago. No idea. There it is. Absolutely no idea. Shapeways is amazing. I think 3D printing technology is, well, it's definitely here to stay. So you can make everything from ears to hopefully bits of the model ships. I am definitely winging it, Scott. You know me very well. There's definitely something in that 3D printed hull. I think that's worth having a think about. But oh, okay, Scott. Here you go. This is for you then. So, Home Alone. Ready, everybody? You can probably still hear me. Yes, so there you go. Right, I think I'm gonna have to call it there tonight, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, so I'll keep an eye out for the next stream and try OBS so you can sort of start seeing everything, and we'll go from there. But thank you very much. Thanks for your support and continuing watching my videos. Yes, that's Darth Vader's one on the top, the red one. You can get a Kylo Ren and a Darth Maul as well. Yes, so thank you very much, and hope you have a great few days. And if you're from anywhere else around the world, come on Wales, need a big round of applause, and hopefully cross your fingers on Saturday evening. Good show. Thanks, JP. Right, take care, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.